Hello, everybody. It's always so weird to start a live stream, but I'm happy to do so. It's Monday. It's cold. It's nasty here in St. Louis, and I have to get this one thing set up, and I don't. It's so annoying. There we go. Now y'all know I'm here. So, where was I? So am I recording? Oh, no, I am. So, I like the start of a live stream is so tricky for me. I look at and see who's waiting in the wings to watch the show, and sometimes there's a lot of people, sometimes there's nobody, so that's tricky. I can't get my chat window. I don't have two screens, so my chat window is on a separate window. So I can see if someone's written something, but I can't go to it in the other screen. So I got to do something about some of these setups. But anyway, you look outside and it is just cold. Perfect for a case of the Mondays. So as usual, last night, going into the week, started thinking about what I needed to do. By the time I got, I guess, by the time I got to sleep last night, I had worried about the day so much that I almost didn't want to have anything to do with it. So, got a lot of stuff to go over today, and I don't know how I should order things better. But, these are things that you learn as you get older and more experienced. And I don't know. I wanted to, one of the things that I'm not very good at is I see some of the other live streamers and they can make a rant for like 25 minutes about some topic. And I'm not able to do that because I can't figure out how long I'm going to talk about any of my topics. I don't know if a topic will take like a minute or if it'll take, 4 hours. I just don't know. So that goes in the planning. I don't know, stuff like that. But we should have a good time tonight. I like streaming, and I haven't been able to figure out why. There's something about having an audience and having a community and sharing something that everybody can kind of relate to and talk about. Is the audience interaction the best? No, not right now. Will it be someday? Yeah, but it's such a rush. So, throughout the week, I'll have like things that I'll think of for the live stream. And as I go through it, some things make a lot of sense at one point in time. And then when I actually get to today, it's like, I don't want to talk about that. So you almost have to find things that you're interested in at the moment. It's strange. I have these topics in real estate, okay? And then there's other topics, and then I don't want to talk about things that will get me in trouble on YouTube. I don't want to say anything that will get me in trouble on YouTube. But I don't always know what that is. I find some of the other guys on video do a really good job of like, they know exactly what they can and can't say. But if you've ever seen YouTube's rules, they're very oddly written. Let's just put it that way. So anyway, even if I never get another subscriber, never get another viewer, I will always do live streams from now on. I don't know why. I like them. I hope you like watching them. So that's my live stream stuff. Now, during the week, like I said, if I'm driving, all of a sudden I'll get an idea. Now, I could use a voice memo on my phone, but I like to type it because for some reason when I type something, I'll remember it better. There's always so much to talk about. Like, we like to talk about the homeless people. I didn't see many homeless people this week. It was kind of bad weather and it's getting colder. And so things have been pretty good on that front. So I can't really use that as something to talk about tonight. Plus, this is going to be the 5th week of homeless talk. So I don't feel like anybody really wants to hear that. But I just don't know. I've been watching other YouTubers and how they do live streams. And I've been watching other YouTubers and talk about how they, have subscribers and things like that. And I know I'm not, where they are, but the only way you get better at something is if you keep trying. So we're just stuck with each other at this point. I wanted to go over, I guess the first thing is, what does the market look like? What am I seeing when I'm in the market? So I showed some houses this week, and two kind of came to mind. One was on Friday and one was on Sunday. Same buyer. And nice lady. Okay. And 3 kids, has a decent job. And she's looking for a home in Lindbergh School District for, I would say, kind of topped out at like 225, 230. And that's tough in St. Louis right now. And so we go to houses, and even if we start at 225, we're not going to win a bidding war. And if we get lower, we're not going to do very well either. A lot of times in St. Louis, I would say school districts are the most important thing as far as perceived value. But there's also what I would say like legacy places that the school district doesn't matter because people aren't sending their kids, to the public schools. So, for instance, Ladue, just the name, 100% legacy. People think it's a great place to be. Down in South County, we've been in the Lindbergh School District. Also legacy. I think for the last 15 years, they've said that the Lindbergh School District is one of the best school districts. And so even if it's not true, it's the perception. Afton School District was ranked number 9 in the state a while ago. I don't know what they're doing this year. And I don't know what the, what the stuff is. I can't say certain words. So what stuff has happened in the past 2 years that they may not be doing rankings right now. But I know that Afton is perceived to have a lower property value than something in the Lindbergh School District. So about 2 weeks ago, I sold a house in Afton, 1,000 square feet, 2 bedrooms, for $226. There were 16 offers. So if I'm in Lindbergh School District, I know that it's going to be real tough to get a 3-bedroom, 2-bath for $226, and my buyer's capped at like $225. So it's a struggle. And one of the things that people do where they make mistakes as far as buyers is they're not understanding that this is a game, and they're not understanding that they have to, if you want something in this market, you have to fight. Now you say, well, how do you fight? Well, you're never going to be able to buy a house if you don't go out and look at the available housing and if you don't make an offer. Sitting at home looking at listings is not going to get you a house in today's market. Okay. That's fundamental. That's fundamental to any market. And where I struggle as an agent is I probably have 5 buyers right now, but they don't look every weekend. They don't look every day. And so they're not fighting to get a house. And it's strange. I can tell them, like, hey, you need to step it up. You need to, the only way you're going to get a house is if you get out there. And they kind of know it, but they still don't make the effort that you need to buy a house. I don't know what it would be like to be a buyer because I represent buyers and we buy houses. So I know how you do it successfully. But say a buyer bought a house, 10 years ago, and they're thinking that this is the same market, or their mom and dad bought a house 10 years ago, and they're going to tell their kid how you're supposed to do things now. And we're just quite frankly not in the same world that we were 3 or 4 years ago. Now, one of the things I've noticed in my videos, and one of the things I've noticed when I used to do blogs, is that timing matters. So in 2000, maybe 14 or 2015, I wasn't writing articles that said the market is stupid hot right now. Okay. And just like somebody that might be watching this stream a year from now, they're going to be wondering why are you saying this? Maybe the market crashes. I'm not predicting a market crash. I'm not predicting anything. I'm just saying things change. Your best opportunity as a buyer to know that things, what the current conditions are, is to be working closely with an agent. As an example, this summer, stupid hot for real estate. So one of my buyers, it was a young couple. We went looking for houses, and we wrote an offer on a house with an escalation clause. We were the only people that wrote an offer. In the hottest market of the entire, ever, they bought a house for asking. First weekend the house was out. Now, was it luck? Well, you make your own luck sometimes. Was it skill on my part? I don't know. They were dogged in their pursuit of a house. They didn't waste one weekend or one day when something new came out to be listed. That's how they got a house. But let's go back to the Lindbergh School District. So we looked at a house in the Lindbergh School District. They came on the market at $225,000. It was a 3-bedroom, 1-bath home. It was a previous fix and flip. So what that means is the house went under foreclosure. An investor bought it out of foreclosure, fixed it up, and sold it to the people that currently own the home. In the listing disclosures, they had that the basement leaked. There were some other issues, but they'd fixed everything. To be totally honest, when I'm helping buyers find good homes, I'm ecstatic to see a house that someone else bought that was a fix and flip, and now my buyers have the opportunity to buy. That's because the fix and flip sellers have now had to fix everything because they bought the house and they live in it. So you never want to be the first person on a fix and flip, at least from where I'm doing work. Okay. Now, do people do high end fix and flips? Sure. But you're already taking a good foundation and you're adding to it. These houses that I normally see are houses that are people walked away from the payment. So like they stopped paying taxes on them, or they stopped paying their monthly payment. And they did it because there was something about that house that was messed up. For instance, in this house we looked at, there was horizontal cracks in the foundation. And so the people had a finished basement, and they're like, you know what? I'm out. I'm not paying the taxes. I don't care. That's not unusual. In fact, I was really surprised by how often it happens before I was a real estate agent. Now, this particular house, 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 962 square feet. In the Midwest, 4 people, 5 people live in a house. 1,000 square feet isn't going to go over too well. Especially, and you need another bathroom. But this buyer was doing the right thing. She went and looked at the house and was trying to see if there was a way to make it, viable. Well, it wasn't. So I didn't put an offer on it. And it'll go. I haven't looked today. It's Monday. And as you know, today is the day where a lot of people make decisions on who they're going to go with as a buyer. So, good for them. Good for the agent that had the house. House is clean. House was easy to get into. Grass was cut. Wasn't a bunch of stuff laying around. Had a garage, but it was clean. There was not anything in it. Just a nice home. Now, that means that the sellers have found a home in this market. I don't know if it's here or anywhere else, but they, hopefully they moved up. One of my concerns in this market is, people, there was this concept a long time ago about a starter home. Okay. That would be, you bought a house, just out of college or just out of high school when you got your first job. You lived in it for a while until like your lives, maybe you met somebody or, maybe you were with somebody, but at the same time you were just kind of using your income and you're building equity in a home, and then you were going to move to a house more suitable for you. And so a starter home, 2 bedrooms, maybe less than 1,000 square feet. Certainly not $250,000 to start. I mean, that's not a starter house. You know, I mean, 10 years ago, long time, I know, but you know, you're looking at about $130,000 for a starter home. That seemed like a lot. And so, anyway, the buyers and sellers right now in this market are both in a bad spot. When the sellers try to sell, they get a big check, big fat check. When they go to buy, they're buying something maybe equal to, or maybe slightly better, or even slightly worse than what they just sold. So that's terrible. If I were an agent, if somebody was asking me, if a seller was said to, should I go ahead and sell this house first and then buy another one? I would say no. I would say go buy a house first and then sell yours, because who knows how long it's going to take for you to actually get a house. The second house I looked at was on Sunday. Same buyer, and she had, because of the situation, had expanded her search to Afton and Melville, Bayless area. Always thought of as being lower priced homes than anywhere else, but it's still pretty expensive. So we went to a house in Afton. They were asking $190, and that house was it was sad. Somebody older lived there, and obviously was moving on one way or another. And house was clean on the inside. One of the things you'll see in a house, if it's got carpet and the carpet looks like somebody died on it, it's not unusual for an agent to get that carpet pulled up so that you can see the hardwood floors underneath, because at least where I am, hardwood floors, solid surface floors beat carpet every day of the week. Nobody wants carpet. Nobody wants what's the stuff on the walls? Wallpaper. So, one of the rooms in the house had been pulled up where you could see the hardwood floors. They were in great shape. The disclosure was fair. One of the things I can't understand is, you're going to put a house for sale, and you're going to put on the disclosure that there's water issues because gutters don't drain properly. Maybe fix the gutters not draining properly. There were 2 downspouts that were going into a flower bed that was just making it a lake. And then on the other side, the same thing was going on, where if you would just move that, you probably would have had much less issues with water. But for $189,000, the house was destroyed. It was going to take, I'd say, between $60,000 and $80,000 to get that house right. So now you're at $260,000. And the problem with that for my buyer is this: when you buy, let's do basic real estate. Let's not get crazy with stuff. So when you have a mortgage, okay, let's say we bought it for $180. Where's she going to get the money for the $260? Where's she going to get the difference? It's not even going to go for $180 and $189. It's not even going to go for that now. It's going to go for more because of this crazy market. In this case, and I would say quite often, you might be better off buying a house, like say it's a $260,000 house and everything's fixed and you don't have to do anything. Everything's updated. You're better off at 2% or 3% on your interest rate for a mortgage right now. No, it makes no sense. It makes no sense to use your own cash to fix up a house where you're going to be negative equity when you do it, and using your own cash. It doesn't make any sense. So, her strategy as a buyer is pretty simple. She's going to have to find a home that has cosmetic issues, but fixable, easily fixable. But I read on the internet, people say, well, you should buy a home. You should go look, if you're a buyer right now, you should go for, if you're approved for like 225, you should only look at homes for 200 because you're going to be outbid up to 220, up to 225. I just think you look at every house available and hope that the one that you want is the one that works. Now, I was telling you about that house I sold maybe 2 weeks ago. There were 16 offers. 2 of them were $40,000, or 2 of them, I'm sorry, were $30,000 over the asking price to start. So that tells me, that's the strategy I use with my buyers right now, is look, the perfect house is going to get stupid amounts of money. If we don't have the money to get it, let's not waste our time. We need to be looking for houses that not everybody wants. But it's tough. Are people getting discouraged in the marketplace? You know, I've found people have ups and downs as they go through the process. So they may be really excited at the beginning. That does happen. And I here's what happens. You go and like when I work with people, they need to get a pre-approval, or my lender or a lender needs to say they don't have the pre-approval, but we've gone through the stuff, and if you need one, just let me know. So, you know, you get this weird spot between an agent and a lender, and it's the lender says to the buyer, well, how much can you put down? Okay, and it's some number. And then what would you like your monthly payments to be? And they'll put down a number. And so let's just do an example, okay, off the top. Buyer says, I only want a house payment of $700 a month. Okay. All right, so the lender puts that in. Now, we don't know the down payment. You know, we don't know how much they're putting down on the property. But let's just assume that comes out to, you know, it's like, oh, great, that comes out to a $170,000 house. Well, your buyer's wanting probably a house. No, they'll say, okay, well, we can only go to houses that are, you know, $170,000. So in this market in St. Louis, that $170,000 is going to be dicey. So you go and the buyer looks at it and they say, this is crap. I don't want to buy this house. You know, these are terrible. And they get disappointed. And you know, as an agent, you say, well, should I have told them? Like, should I have told them that they weren't going to like what's at this price range? Should the lender have said, you know, the last 30 deals I've had, not one of them has been for $700 a month. And, you know, it doesn't seem like that's where the market is right now. You know, and so you get this initial high, people decide, hey, I'm going to buy a house. And then they get crushed because what they want to pay. And then it's not that they're trying to be mean to you. They don't know any better. Like, so for Sunset Hills, okay, if someone comes at me and says, hey, I'd like to buy a home in Sunset Hills for $220,000. So, well, that's great. The lowest priced home that sold in Sunset Hills in the past year was $300,000. We're not getting into Sunset Hills. We're just not. So they get bummed. And so my thought as a real estate agent, to do my job right, is to help manage people's emotions, not steer people's emotions, not try and push people to make decisions that aren't good for them, but it is to sort of manage the emotions. And so it's important that you have that relationship with your clients. So you have to learn a lot about them. You have everything they say, you have to put in the back of your head and you have to memorize it. And then when something negative occurs, like they've been looking for a house and they can't buy something, you have to time it to where you go and you talk to the people and explain, look, this is the market. Don't get upset. Don't worry. There's always going to be another house. It's the same thing. Like when people write an offer on a house and you've been telling them for a month, hey, the market's tough. Okay. We may not get this house. Okay. This is the first offer they've wrote. They're excited. They're going to get this house. So let's say they put the offer in on a Friday night and they're going to make a decision on Monday, the sellers. Those buyers can't sleep. those buyers may want to tell family members and friends that they, put an offer in on a house and they're very excited. And then on Monday, they've now been waiting for like 3 days, and you have to tell them, hey, they went with another offer and there were, 14 other offers. Just soul crushing. And haven't we all kind of been told, at least as far as I can gather, like, let's say I want a brand new Ford pickup truck. I want an F-150. I want it to be black and 4-wheel drive. Okay. So that you go to the car dealer, okay, and you say, I want this. And they may have it on the lot. You may have to special order it, but you can get exactly what you want. Is that true in housing in 2021? No. I can't think of anyone that's gone and been able to write an offer on the house that they wanted and gotten it on the first time. It's very, very strange. I mean, when you work as a listing agent, you tell the sellers, when you talk about staging, you tell them a buyer's going to know within the first 15 seconds of when they walk in the first room if they're going to put an offer on this house. They've already made their decision. So the first room has to be perfect. Now, you may not believe that. I do believe it because I work with buyers. And when we go to a certain house, here's how it works. Let's say they've seen a house in the photos. They're very excited to go. First of all, they will reach out to me immediately when the house goes on. Okay. As soon as they see it, they will reach out and say, we got to schedule an appointment. Okay. So they're already excited. All right. And then I'll send them the disclosures. The disclosures won't have anything on it that's crazy. So that's a good thing. Now, so they've seen the pictures, they've seen the price, and they've seen the disclosures. Okay. That's all going forward to buy a house. Those are all good things. So when they get to the house, okay, and I open the door and they walk in and see this exactly what they wanted, okay, they're like, I'm good. At that point, as a real estate agent, your job is to, number one, shut up. And number two, let them go see the rest of the house. Because unfortunately, at this point, the only thing that is going to keep them from putting an offer in on this house is something that they see in the house that wasn't in the pictures and wasn't, they're already predisposed to buy. So one of those things that I found over my career has been the basement. I've seen some houses that are beautiful upstairs, okay? And then you get to the basement and there's horizontal cracks, there's water, there's mold growing. I mean, it's just a disaster. Or there's like carpet and you're walking in carpet that's wet in the basement and it's musty and it's mildewy, okay? That will kill it. Look, they've walked through the house, they thought, this is great. They even get to the point where like, this is so good, what could possibly be wrong? And then we go to the basement. Now, you've got the situation where they're excited, and what if the basement's not bad, and what if they just actually want to buy the house? Now what? Then it's your job to try and figure out a way for them to buy the house. Now you have constraints. Okay. Personally, I always want my buyers to be able to get a home inspection. I don't need it to be a contingency necessarily, but I do want them to be able to get an inspector in there and take a closer look. I want them to be able to, like my current buyer, she has to make sure that it appraises. If it doesn't appraise on the house, she's not going to be able to cover the cash in the difference. So it has to appraise. So there's things that I want in the offer. Those things that we want in the offer combined with the current market sometimes makes things where you're not going to buy anything. Your offer is going to be rejected. Somebody's going to do something stupid. And so when that happens and the buyers now, you go, we didn't get this house. It's quite different than the experience of going and getting the car you want. It's quite different than you go This is how different it is. When you used to go to Walmart and you wanted a box of cereal that, Procter and Gamble or whatever, not Procter and Gamble, but a Post cereal that's been around for 50 years, you go pick up the box and you put it in your cart and you leave. You pay for it. Now you go to Walmart and the stores the shelves are half empty, but you're still conditioned over time. You work hard, you buy the house that you want. And so that's not happening in today's market. Well, what's that going to do in the future? I don't know. There's going to be a lot of people that are not happy with the houses that they bought right now. So that might cause another wave. But the problem is interest rates could go up. Inflation is going to really, really, really crush things. Now, you may not believe in inflation. You may think that that's not going to be a problem. Good. I love when people predict the future with certainty. Just from my time on earth, it's been fun to watch people predict things with certainty, and people believe it. So this house in the basement is a mess. There's been water that had been leaking through. The whole backyard needed to be redone. Not going to work out for my buyer. One of the things that I thought was really strange was there was a louvered door to the kitchen. It wasn't like the Western door where it swings. It was just literally and why you would have that in that particular spot didn't make any sense. Also, the house was maybe 1,000 square feet at one time, and they expanded it, and they expanded it by putting a sun porch, which was destroyed at this point, and then they put another room off the sun porch. That was the bedroom, but the bedroom to the bathroom was, you had to go all the way to the other side of the house, which makes no sense. So, sometimes square footage isn't everything. Sometimes you can't fix, terrible additions. So that's that. That's my story. Inventory is still tight. People are going to overbid for properties. I'm telling my buyers, hey, wait until the, Christmas, January and February. Typically, you won't have as many buyers looking in those months, and you have a better chance of getting the house. So, that's that. One of the things I wanted to do today is take a quiz. And so I'm going to pull that up. I saw this and I thought it was kind of fun. I don't know if they're true or anything. This is the Myers-Briggs personality test. And I think what I'd like to do with you is, if you go through it too, and if you think I'm answering it wrong, you tell me. Okay. So here we go. I tried not to draw attention to myself. That's true. This is going to be the Myers-Briggs. Okay. So we'll find out what it says I am. I think I might, if I had a paywall, it's going to kind of ruin it. But if I did the test ahead of time, then I would have known, and I don't understand. I feel uncomfortable when I disagree with someone. So that's accurate. I lose my belongings. I don't like to lose my belongings. That irritates me. I have a vivid imagination. I'll go neutral. Now, I am not good, I'll tell you right now, between inaccurate, neutral, and accurate. The ones in between, I'm not good at. So I would enjoy attending a large party in my honor. No. I dislike being in competition with others. I don't. I prefer to follow a schedule. I do. Well, I would go this much. Sometimes my schedules can be crushing. I question the wisdom of my elders. I question the wisdom of everyone. I just want to make sure our stuff is working there. If you guys put in something in the chat, and I'm doing this, I can't see it, so I'll get to it. I enjoy being the center of attention. I do not like being the center. I try to avoid conflict. I do, but when I'm in conflict, it's not great. I make sure my work is finished on time. Okay. It's important for me to follow traditions. It depends on the tradition. I'll go neutral. I make an effort to be popular. I don't want to be popular. I sympathize with the homeless. I would say I really sympathize with the homeless. I would not want to be homeless, and therefore I sympathize with them. That being said, I think we should not have a homeless problem in the United States. I think it's ridiculous. I have trouble controlling my impulses. Sometimes I get angry. Sometimes I get sad. I'll go neutral. I think about why people do the things they do all the time. All the time. I love to watch people too. Being around lots of people energizes me. If you know me, you know that that's not true. I am helpful to the people around me. I would hope so. I am ambitious. Absolutely. I like to do things as they were done in the past. It depends. Depends on what we're talking about. I don't like, let's talk about racism. I don't think racism in the past is a good thing to keep doing. I avoid being alone. That's totally inaccurate. I love to be alone. Grew up as an only child and I'm totally happy. I think in my house right now, I'm alone and it's nice. I forgive easily. I never forget. So, oh no, that's inaccurate. No, I do not. I like trying out new hobbies. I'm neutral. I'll try something. I like to stay active. We're talking physically active? Okay. It's best to be totally objective when making, it's not possible. You're going to say you're totally objective when buying a home? No. I keep my belongings in their proper place. I do, but that's where my proper place is does not lend to organization. So I have a rich fantasy life. I'm creeped out by a fantasy life. I don't even understand that. I have little to say. It's hard for me to speak on a live stream. It's hard for me to do a video, but I'm getting better at it. So where it would have been inaccurate before, I'll say, go right there. I enjoy being there for people when they're feeling sad. Absolutely. Absolutely. I wish I could help people that are feeling sad. I'd rather go with the flow than have a set schedule. I do not know how to answer that question. How about that? Let's check and make sure we're good. I enjoy philosophical discussions. I love philosophical discussions, but sometimes the vocabulary gets a little bit the best of me. I let other people know what I think. I try to hide that, but it doesn't work. I avoid arguing even when I disagree. Let's be honest. Let's just say I'm not neutral. I'm very attentive to deadlines. I love deadlines. I would like to play musical instrument. I'd say neutral. I have in the past, and I don't anymore. I have a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun. I resist temptations. I'll say sure. It is easy. I don't like to talk to strangers. It makes it terrible as a real estate agent to meet somebody for the first time. I am concerned for the welfare of elderly people. I'm concerned for the welfare of everyone. I am determined to achieve success in life. Define success, but I'll go with it. I believe in the importance of art. Definitely, no question. I like to spend my free time alone. I think we all know that. I believe people should be punished for their mistake. Absolutely. Now, that doesn't mean you should have some sort of Orwellian system where you can't ever atone for your sins. I don't believe that. But that's not the question they ask. I enjoy having a daily routine. I hate the idea of a daily routine. I spend time seeking out new experiences. Not really. I'm on the go. It depends, but I'll go with this. I wish other people would be more logical. I don't expect it, so I don't really wish for it. I like to tidy up. No, I don't. I don't like to tidy up. I like everything to be in its place, okay? And then I like to be able to go find things the same way every single time. As an example, I like to cut the grass. I like my lawnmower. I know exactly where it is, okay? Every time I go pick up the lawnmower and go do the lawn, go mow the lawn, okay? I don't like barriers between me and the lawnmower. So if there's a bunch of stuff between me and the lawnmower just for me to cut the grass, it irritates me. I enjoy imagining the furniture. I mean, it would drive me crazy. I find it difficult to express my opinions. Well, it is difficult for me to express my opinions. I would say neutral because I would like to, but I don't know how to always put my opinions in a way that make any sense outside of my head. I like to help other people with their personal problems. I'll go neutral. Depends on their personal problem. I won't say it sounds like a personal problem to me, which was a joke back in the day. I finish assignments before they do. Not even. I like thinking about the mysteries of the universe all the time. I have lots of energy. I will go neutral. I can't stand when somebody doesn't like me. I kind of like when somebody doesn't like me because then I know they don't like me. I mean, I'd rather somebody just not like me and go there than have somebody be fake and say that we're best friends and I can't stand them and they can't stand me. I follow my impulses. I don't know. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. I follow my impulses. That means you're not disciplined. That's not good. I'll go neutral. I do enjoy trying to understand complicated ideas. I feel very happy. I feel very neutral. I spend time trying to understand myself. Look, I'm on YouTube live stream trying to fill out a Myers-Briggs score. So that would be accurate, right? I'm trying to understand myself. I get a thrill out of meeting people. I don't get a thrill out of meeting new people. I'm afraid to meet new people. I need support from other people. Well, I think, doesn't everybody? I am not bothered by disorder. Oh boy. I am bothered by disorder, but the level is, I might be a little OCD. I've put it out there. I enjoy going to museums. Well, I used to enjoy going to museums, and then I got married, and my wife thinks of museums differently than I do. So we're not in sync. So I would say neutral now. Neutral. Okay, let me just make sure we're good. Okay, I avoid noisy crowds. I would agree. I forgive others' mistakes even when they harm me personally. Depends on the intent. If you did it on purpose, we do not forgive. Neutral? See, I mean, that's the thing. I don't even know how to, I mean, certain things I don't know how to answer. That's why I'm trying to give you some context into these thoughts. I make plans and stick to them. I would say for the most part. I like to do things differently, even if I'm not sure it will work. I like to do things differently, even if I'm not sure they will work. In fact, I'll laugh at myself when things don't work. Live streaming on YouTube, I mean, that's not working. But it will, maybe. I don't know. I do not like to sit still for long. Depends. If I'm exhausted, I won't even move. Let's go neutral. I make important decisions based on my gut feelings. I don't make decisions that way. I start tasks in advance so I have plenty of time to finish. Sure. I'm going neutral on that one. I hold back my opinions. I don't really hold back my opinions. I'm not able to express my opinions in a way that makes any sense to anyone else. I'm sensitive to the feelings of others. Well, I'd like to be. I'd say it. I'd like to be. I'm easily distracted, yes, but I try not to be. I enjoy learning about scientific theories. It depends on what we're talking about. We talk about global warming or climate change. I mean, are we talking about the current situation that we're not allowed to talk about on YouTube? Is that really science? Oh, this is a tough one. I enjoy learning about scientific theories. Sure. I love life. I mean, how can you not love life? I work hard to please others. I don't care about others. I don't need to please anybody. I have a zest for life. I'm alive. I mean, only way you could not have a zest for life is you were dead. I give to people who are less fortunate than I. If you see my bank account, you would know that I give to people who are less fortunate than I. Neutral. I mean, are we talking about time? Are we talking about treasure? What are we talking about? I like to have a detailed plan before starting a task. See, you change. At one point in time I did, and now I kind of don't. I don't think that way. So, and then I wonder why. Of course I wonder why I am the way I am. I love to make new friends. Gosh, it's hard for me. I have like 5 friends. It's important to me that other people like me. I mean, no. I have trouble sticking in routine. I do. I make routines that are so difficult I can't follow them. I appreciate the beauty. How could you not? How could you not appreciate the beauty of nature? I mean, seriously. Step 5 of 7. So if you're getting bored, I'm sorry. I prefer quiet surroundings. Absolutely. I find it difficult, absolutely difficult to get down to work. Emotional people make me uncomfortable. So in college, we had a fellow, and he lives in St. Louis, so I have to be careful. And he would drink too much, and he would start crying, and it made me uncomfortable. And we'd make fun of it, but maybe we shouldn't. Maybe that makes me a bad person. But when someone's crying all the time when they're drinking, that makes me uncomfortable. So I'm going to go accurate. If someone's emotional in the sense that they're happy to see me, I have a friend that's like happy to see me, like jumps out of his chair and like, how are you? That doesn't make me uncomfortable. So it just depends. I'm going to put, I'm going to put neutral. People tell me I'm too quiet. People don't tell me anything. So I'll go with neutral. I'm concerned about others. How can you not be concerned about others? I like to finish all my chores before I do. I'm the opposite. I like to procrastinate until I can't possibly get all the things done I need to. I enjoy chatting with new acquaintances. I find it physically exhausting to chat with new acquaintances. It's important to me to make decisions without being swayed by emotions. That's inaccurate because no decision is logical. I carry out my plans. I would say so. I mean, it depends on the plan. Like, I want to win the lottery. I mean, so did I haven't won the lottery, so I don't know. It's important for me to understand the bigger picture. Normally I work from the bigger picture in. I'll go neutral. It is important to me to be of service to others. I don't like doing things for people, just to do them, and there's no reciprocity. I think that's just dumb. I enjoy examining myself. Absolutely. I examine myself and my life 20 minutes, every 20 minutes, every day. I find it challenging to make new friends. I do not find it challenging to make new friends. I find it difficult to maintain friendships over time because I don't have enough energy. Okay. Is that fair? I like poetry. I don't like poetry. I've told myself I do. I don't. I'm a private person. I am, but as I go on YouTube more often, more of my inhibitions and my privacy is taken away from me. I question why things are the way they're. Absolutely. And you would question why things are the way they are too. I let others know that I care about their feelings. Yes, if you're a close friend of mine and you've got issues, I feel terrible. I think about the needs of others. Define need. I like to be needed by, I hate to be needed by other people. I think that's a terrible way to live. I would prefer to come up with an original solution to a problem. Now, if there's one better, I'll go with that. So I'll say neutral. I'm full of new ideas. I have ideas, but again, neutral. I'm having a lot of fun. I don't know. From each pair, choose the phrase that describes you best. Okay, we can do that. So on the left is, I like ideas that are easy to understand. And then the other one is, I like ideas that are complex. But I don't know what we're talking about. Are we talking about how to assemble something from IKEA? Or are we talking about patriotism in 2021? I'm going to go medium. I keep my thoughts to myself. I speak up. I will very seldom ever speak up. I spend time pursuing my goals. I spend my time enjoying life. Well, my goals for life are kind of the same as enjoying my life. So I put my needs first. I put others' needs ahead of my own. Family wise, I'll put others' needs ahead of my own, but I wouldn't put, it depends. I'll go more there. I finally got out of the middle. I trust traditional values. I question traditional values. This is way too off for me. I'm often disorganized. I keep myself organized. If you saw my studio, it's an absolute mess. That's disorganized. But you saw my desk. Well, I say, I'm not often disorganized though, because I know where everything is. I don't know. It's medium. I enjoy activities that are familiar, or I enjoy experiencing new things. Familiar. There's no question. I like to go to the same restaurant and order the same thing. How can that be any more than, set that way? I like to try to innovate. I like to use trusted methods. I will use whatever method works. I prefer to follow a clear procedure. I prefer to improvise. I'm always prepared. I'm often unprepared. Okay, middle. I work first, play later. I play first, work later. It depends on what we're talking about. If we're talking about cleaning my studio, it's been like 3 months since I've touched it. And every day I think I'm going to get to it. I seek attention from others. I avoid attention from others. I avoid attention from others. I do my best to not draw any attention to myself. And for me, that's like, if we're a herd of gazelles and there's gazelles with like, earrings and, painted different colors, I want to be the one that's like blending in because I don't want to get murdered. This is a safety mechanism for me. It just seems obvious. I look for ways to help others. I look for ways to achieve my own goals. I don't know why. Why would you spend all your time? There. If that makes me a bad person and now you don't like me anymore, I'm sorry. I feel the pain of other people. I am not easily affected by sad stories. Well, it depends on who it is. I make sure everyone is taken care of. I look out for myself. Again, depends. It's my family, it's one thing. If it's me, it's another. I focus on real life. I use my imagination. I don't know that answer. I value my social status. I value my privacy. I value my privacy. I don't care about my social status. I do things step by step. I jump in and figure out things as I go. More so now than I used to. I'll go medium. I'm more interested in what is possible. I'm more interested in what is real. I am an optimist. I start conversations. I let others start conversations. That's easy. I like to cooperate. I like to compete. Put that in the middle. I don't like to compete on much. I make decisions with my head. I make decisions with my heart. It just depends. I'd like to believe my head and my heart are aligned. I'm going to go there. I follow a plan. I act on impulse. I'll go in the middle. I prefer to work in an active, bustling office. I prefer to work in a calm, quiet office. If you put me in an active, bustling office, do not expect me to get anything done because I won't. Okay, step 7 of 7. So this is towards the end. Are you nervous? I'm nervous. What if it says like you're a serial killer or something? That'd be depressing. Love languages survey. We're currently doing research on how your personality type might correlate with your preferred love language. If you'd like to participate in the survey, please answer the questions below. All questions on this page are optional, and your responses here will not change your test results. Well, so I don't think we should do this. I'm going to learn Bosnian, and that's not a love language. So let's get the results. Oh, look at that. I am an INFP. Interesting. So to get started, let's take a look at the personality types that fit you best. These are the people that fit me best. INFP, if I have another one, since I am an INFP, imaginative, idealists guided by their own core values and beliefs, focused on possibilities rather than reality. INFP sees potential for a better future and pursue truth and meaning with their own individual flair. And I would be good with the architect INTP, which INTPs are philosophical innovators fascinated by logical analysis, systems, and design. They are preoccupied with theory and search for universal law behind everything they see. Now let's dig into your details. The personality type code is made up of 4 letters and each signifies an important. I was an INTJ the last time I took this, so being married has changed me. In this section, we'll look at how you scored each of the 4 major. Okay, so introversion versus extroversion. It's 70% introverted. Sensing versus intuition. 42% and 58% for intuition. Thinking versus feeling. I'm at 50-50. And perceiving versus judging, 55 versus 45%. Okay, so what we can do now is, since we know that we're an INFP, I'd like to look up what an INFP is on a different thing and see what it says. So Go to Google. Okay, all about the INFP personality type. If they put me, they're going to put me right on this same site. Look at that. Okay, so tell me about myself. INFPs are imaginative idealists. They're sensitive, caring, and compassionate, and deeply concerned with the personal growth of themselves and others. Individualistic and non-judgmental, INFPs believe that each person must find their own path. They enjoy spending time exploring their own ideas and values and are gently encouraging others to do the same. INFPs are creative and often artistic. They enjoy finding new outlets for self-expression. INFP values and motivation. INFPs value authenticity and want to be original and individual in what they do. They are often concerned with a search for meaning and truth within themselves. Following tradition holds little appeal for the INFP. They prefer to do their own exploration of values and ideas and decide for themselves what seems right. INFPs are often offbeat and unconventional, but they feel no desire to conform. The INFP would rather be true to themselves rather than try to fit in with the crowd. INFPs are accepting and non-judgmental in their treatment of others, believing that each person must follow their own path. They are flexible and accommodating and can often see many points of view. It is important to the INFP to support other people. However, the INFP may react strongly if they feel their own values are being violated. They especially hate being steamrolled by people who insist there is one right way to do things. INFPs want an open, supportive exchange of ideas. And this says, how others see the INFP. INFPs may initially seem cool as they reserve their most authentic thoughts and feelings for people they know well. They are reflective and often spiritual and often interested in having meaningful conversations about values, ethics, people, and personal growth. Typically curious and open-minded, the healer continually seeks a deeper understanding of themselves and the people around them. They are passionate about their ideals, but private as well. Few people understand the depth of the INFP's commitment to their beliefs. INFPs are sensitive and empathetic and engage themselves in a lifelong quest for meaning and authenticity. The mundane aspects of life are of less interest to this type, and they are more excited by interesting ideas than by practical facts. They typically accept others without question and may take special interest in offbeat points of view or alternative lifestyles. They often have a special affection for the arts, especially the avant-garde, as they love experiencing new concepts in self-expression. So how rare is the INFP personality type? INFP is the 9th most out of 16, so I'm right in the middle. Great. It makes up 4% of the general population, 5% of women, and 4% of men. So I'm a mess. Famous INFPs, Princess Diana, Audrey Hepburn, Fred Rogers, John Lennon, Kurt Cobain. I got the Kurt Cobain joke. We'll not use it on the live stream. Tori Amos, Morrissey, Schloss, I couldn't have said it. And William Shakespeare. That's tough. What is he? I mean, Helen Keller, Carl Rogers, and Isabel Briggs Myers. Huh. Popular hobbies for INFPs include poetry, creative writing, music, photography, theater, and visual art. Okay. Oh, look at this. Interesting facts about the INFP. Among the least likely of all types to suffer heart disease. In men, among the least to report chronic pain. Now, I seem to be something wrong with me every day. So, oh, that's sad. Second highest of all types to report marital satisfaction. I love my wife. Among most likely have suicidal thoughts in college. This is getting terrible. Tends to be more successful than the average in learning a foreign language. That's not true. I've been working on Bosnian for years. Serbo-Croatian for those that don't go with straight Bosnian. Among types most likely to be dissatisfied. I am terribly dissatisfied with my work. All my life it's been that way. Personal values include autonomy and creativity. Overrepresented in occupations in counseling, writing, and the arts. I am not in counseling, writing, or the arts, so I'm good. Wow. Wow, 16 personality types. And I have changed my personality types as I've gotten older. This is just, I was an INTJ. I was so proud of myself. And now I have, what am I, an ENTJ? I don't even remember. Let's look real quick. Oh, I'm an INFP. I mean, just totally different. So, what are you going to do? So, we're an hour in. It's gone so fast. It's gone so fast today. And I knew that, like, one of the tricks that I know is that people like to be told about themselves, like positively. So if I see you on the street and I come up to you and I say, and we get to talking, which would never happen because I don't like to meet people. But anyway, so we would talk, and it'd be something like, "Hey," I'd say something like, "Hey, I really like how you did this." Okay, and you'd be like, "Oh, well, thank you for noticing." People like it, and then you can say, "I sense that you have some great qualities. Probably the one I'm seeing the most right now is empathy." And someone would be like, "Oh, well, thank you for." People like to think of themselves. It's weird, even if it's not true. Even if it's not true, like you can flatter me by saying I like a number of things. Now you can't say, "Hey, I think I know that you would love to." You have to use the "I know." Okay, and you say, "I know you would like to go to Fair St. Louis." No. See, that's instantly no. Or if you said, "Hey, I know that you like to work on projects," well, then it'd be yes. Yes, I like to work on projects. And how do you know that about me? So we got to look at houses because I like to look at houses. That's my favorite thing to do. So where are we going to go tonight? I don't have as many as I normally do. Let's go. We're going to go to Phoenix, Milwaukee, Charlotte, North Carolina, and Little Rock. Okay, so let's go to Phoenix first. Here we go. Okay. And then I would like existing homes because I don't really care about that for what we're doing. And then I like to do by highest price. What can we get in Phoenix for? 12 million. So 12 million, 11,999, 888, which is cute. Retzi, and this is new construction, so I don't care. And it says 4 bedrooms, 5 bath, about 9,000 square feet on a 1 acre lot. Shall we? I think we shall. 19 pictures. What did I tell you? Well, no, this is a new construction. They just don't say it. It's built in 2022. They can't do any more pictures because the house isn't done. These are all computer renderings. That's garbage. I'm not going to look at that anymore. I don't need to be the first to know listings because I already. So, look here. You got almost 9 million for a 12,000 square foot house. I like big houses. I'd like a big house on a big lot. That would be the perfect thing for me. Let's go look at this house though. 8 million, that's what they're asking on a 1 acre lot. Been on the market 216 days, $761 a square foot. 4-car garage, built in 1999. 43 pictures is enough. So look at that architecture. Not something you'd see in St. Louis. That's the foyer. Nice fireplace. Nice room that I wouldn't be allowed to hang out in. Nice tray ceiling. A nice game room, but look at that TV. It's ancient. If you have it, I'm not. This is just me. Don't get upset. Okay. It is 2021. If you don't have a flat screen TV in a $9 million house, just get rid of the TV altogether. I mean, you just can't have it. Unless you're poor, but if you've got a $9 million house, you're not poor. So this is just wisdom for me. Nice kitchen. Nice kitchen. Look at that commercial kitchen. Come on. And you can say, well, we don't watch TV in the family, so it's not a big deal. But it is a big deal. Why even have it there? And why? I mean, not good. There you go. There's one from the, 2000s at least. But look at this pool thing. I don't know. I don't know what to call it. I love these bathrooms where you can clean underneath. I hope that's an intercom system and not a phone, because that would be very, very dated. Is that the closet? That's the closet. That's pretty sweet. Nice shower. Nice workout room. There's your garage. Is that like a wet bar right there? Interesting. That's kind of cool. That's a bedroom, and then you got the staircase down. I'd like to know more about this pool. So there's a golf course there. This to me is a find your own picture because it tells me where I'm at. Okay, I have no problem with that. Last week All right. What'd you think of that? Oh, I forgot to do that? I'm sorry, guys. Oh, there you go. I probably did it for the whole thing, so you were probably all sitting there saying, well, what are you talking about on this INTJ thing? Okay, so 1 hour in, I botched it. I've shown that. I apologize. We're going to keep going. It happens. Let's see. What's the next one? 10,000 square feet? 6 million? Ooh. What do we make of that one? That looks interesting. No. Well, this one isn't even done yet, is it? Let's look. Built in 1950. 6 bedrooms, 7 baths. 11,000 square feet. 45 pictures. I'm okay with that. Ooh. I love that. It's on a 4.75 acre lot, so that's good. Okay. Kitchen. Not sure what this is. Ugh. So there's another. Is that another? That is the kitchen. So the problem with this house for me is this is just not the style that I'd be. It doesn't speak to me. I mean, it's got a stable, but it's just not where I'm at. So it doesn't matter at any price if I look at that one. So sorry about that. Let's look at a different one. This is intriguing, but I don't think this is the whole house, but we'll look. For $5 million. Built in 2014. See, it's a townhome. Let's look. I mean, I don't even know, there's 70 pictures. Let's look quick if there's anything. That's nice. See, we don't get like modern stuff. We don't get circles. That pool table, I've never seen anything like it. It's just not, this is not designed for me. That, I mean, to me, that's the problem with like custom homes is it has to appeal to a certain $500 a month on an HOA fee, but it's only been on the market 25 days, and there's a good chance that it's going to sell. I mean, I can see this isn't for me, but I can see, where someone would buy something like this. That's one thing. I was curious. You've listed houses before, or if you're an agent, what do you do when you're not jazzed about the listing that you took? Are you really truly representing your seller to the best of your ability when you're not jazzed about the listing? I've never had a listing that I'm not jazzed about. I'm always pretty excited about it. But ethically, should you even take the listing if it were offered to you? Sometimes I wonder if sellers don't read from your body language that you're not all that enthused about something, and then they pick somebody else. But I think that you almost have to be enthused about your, not to the point where you make mistakes, especially in a strategy. So you all know my strategy. I believe you should price a house for what you think it'll sell for. I don't think you should go lower than that, and I don't think you should go higher than that. If you miss, you want to hope to miss on the low side so that somebody might be able to bid it out in this market. I don't think you should try to miss to the high side ever. I think that's a recipe for disaster. I had a house that I listed for too much, but I honestly, given the square footage, I thought that house would sell for what it would, and it was on the market for, I don't know, maybe 60 days. I don't like to have houses on the market too long. So I don't know. Phoenix isn't doing it for me today. I'm going to go somewhere else because this isn't going to work. So we're going to go to Milwaukee. I did a story about Milwaukee this week about how there's so many vacant lots and how it causes problems with, security and safety for everyone. So, I mean, these are commercial. I don't know if I can get property type. Let's go with condo, single family home, and townhome. Let's see if we can get rid of those. Okay, so Milwaukee, $155,000 price adjustment. 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 5,769 square feet. It's in a condo, I think, because it's a unit. Here's another unit. I would like a single family. You know what? Don't get mad at me, but I want single family homes. I really don't care about anything else. Condos are nice. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's just not my thing. $1.6 million. So let's take a look. What can we find? It's been on the market 65 days. Is that called a brownstone? Built in 1899. 25 pictures. I'm totally good with that. So are we set up on my, I'm a little self-conscious because I think I messed up half of my video today. My live stream. But anyway, let's get going here. So it looks cool from the outside. It's close to this park, which is close to the water. That's pretty sweet. Look at that. I hope I'm not going too fast. I hope you can see it. There's a thermostat. I think it's good for a house. I don't think it's good to have a ton of pictures, but what I would say is if there are unique details to that home, then you should take a picture of them and it should be in the listing. And so that was a unique feature. I would have preferred to, show it a little bit differently, but my photographer for my listings is very good at that type of thing. I mean, like this here is worth taking a picture of close in. Furniture, not so much. Don't care about the furniture because furniture's not going to be there when I move in. But built-ins and things of that nature, like I think that's a piece of furniture. So I think that's going with the people when they move. But it's almost as if this real estate agent listened to me because they took, they got a picture of this detail in this home. This is not going to be found in every other home. This is why I'm paying for this money, or why I'm paying for this money, why I'm paying for this house, why I'm paying this much money for this house. Look at the woodwork though, beautiful. And again, show the detail. So what does it say? Let's see the details. Built in 1899, this home was the first house to be constructed on prestigious Wall Avenue, according to the North Point Historic District. The design was heavily influenced by the German New Renaissance Revival style, which was reminiscent of suburban German villas of the time. The brick and sandstone, I said brownstone, sandstone home is adorned with exterior detail further enhanced by ironwork by Cyril Kolnick. Remember I was telling you in St. Louis there was a guy that did fireplaces, who I forgot his name. The same thing, your listing and your higher end, you need to have, like, if there's some artist or somebody that worked on the house, you need to have it. The Kern Mansion is said to have contained the city's first individual room air conditioning system. The home has been lovingly restored, offering a unique blend of old world craftsmanship with features that accommodate a modern lifestyle. You'll love being nestled in a beautiful tree-lined neighborhood of special homes overlooking Lake Michigan and walking distance to Lake Park and so much more. So $1.6 million gets you that in Milwaukee. I don't understand these are not $1 million homes for me. So I would not. So not much for Milwaukee. Or in Wayne's World, Milwaukee. No. Let's go find somewhere else. We're out. Charlotte. Let's look at Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay. 6 million. 6 bedrooms, 8.5 baths, 17,000 square feet on an 11-acre lot. I'm interested. So, been on the market almost a year. Look at just from the map. You got a 10,000 square foot house with 3.5. I don't know. It's a new listing. So, I like to see kind of houses. I like to see houses that are kind of individual, like have some sort of something, unique. 2008, 217 days on the market, 50. What did I see? 50. 4 cars, 269. Oh, almost 50 pictures. Is there anything here that? It's tough. You go for a house that was what 10 million. And then you step down to a $2 million house, and it's like, it's got an elevator, got a game room. It's pretty slick. Got a theater room. Just because. What's up with that? It's all dirty and nasty looking. It's nice. But it just doesn't compare when you, and it shouldn't, right? Then you got a nice little, dock and pool and everything in that community. So that's nice. But I mean, we just looked at a house that was like twice as much. So I can see how that would be a little, I don't know. That's all I got on Charlotte. It didn't really speak to me. Let's do, is Little Rock the last one for tonight? Yes, let's do that. Little Rock. Do. 15,000 square feet on 12 acres. 2.5 million. 14,000 square feet. That says it's down 18 million. Price change. Really? Let's go and look at this one. And then we'll kind of see what's up. 9 bedrooms, 6.5 baths. Built in 1950, been on the market for 111 days. Forty pictures is fine. Well, that's nice. But like, how did they get that picture? A bed by a gamer? Carpet. Dated. Severely dated. Nice pool though. I mean, a nice like landscape. Okay. I don't believe that this went. I mean, I don't believe it went down 18 million. Yeah. So it's been listed since 2018, but maybe they meant 1.8 million. But look at that. Can you see it? I'm going to check on my screen. Can you see this? Does that not look like 18? Built in 2009, 4-car garage, $139 a square foot. Don't like the front. Nice foyer. That's a nice fireplace. Well, I mean, nice kitchen. Do you ever look at a house like I'm looking at this one, and my thinking is I can't picture myself in this home. Partly because I don't have $2 million for a house, but also it doesn't feel comfortable. There's nothing about this home that's like says, "Hey, I would feel comfortable here." Okay, one room. This one, theater room. It's got its own basketball court. It's kind of cool. And this is nice looking. I mean, don't get me wrong. I just don't. I like that outside space. I like that. Looks cool. Nice pool. It's an interesting house. I mean, look how close you are to your neighbor. What else we got? I saw another one that had quite a bit of square footage. This is a modern home. We don't look at many modern homes. Let's take a look. We got 40. Got a video tour. Do you want to do that instead? It's been on the market 223 days. 2-car garage. Let's do it. Oh, lady's going to tell us about it.
Hi everyone, it's me, Vanessa Muffaletto with Casa Americana Realty.
Okay.
I'm here at 4305 North Lookout.
Interesting. How long has it been on the market? Well, it's been on the market for 223 days. It doesn't seem like people are just rushing down there. But an interesting thing would be, hey, what do you think about realtors being in their listing videos? I'm always in my listing videos, and I always say the same thing. I go, welcome to this wonderful 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in Afton. Let's take a look. I don't say my name. I was also really, really shy when we started. So I didn't want to, on camera at least, I didn't want to, even now, I mean, I'm not really that good at it. But I think everybody kind of, the way they look at it themselves on camera isn't the way other people see you, or at least I hope not. Oh, I bumped the microphone when I had to scratch my nose. All right, so I don't know. What do you think? We didn't really have a lot of success. We had one house that was just fantastic, and the rest tonight were kind of ugh. So let me go back to this view here. Now, you aren't going to be able to see this, but I wanted to go over something that happened. Well, no, I'll do that in a little bit. But I wanted to go over a company, GoDaddy, and I wanted to talk about it because I think they're trash. And I'll tell you why. I think that they prey on people that don't know a lot about the internet, don't know a lot about web hosting, things of this nature. And then their sales are generated by people that don't know what they're doing. And so then I'm going to go to my email and I'm going to explain what happened to me. I sort of know what I'm doing online. Okay. And I had like some cheap websites over at GoDaddy, but I wanted to get out of GoDaddy. Okay. And on September the 14th, I transferred all my domain names away from GoDaddy. I wanted nothing to do with them. Why? Because for years I've been paying for stuff and I haven't been getting any service for it. I'm just paying for it. And until I found a guy that could help me with one of the things, I'm paying $13 a month for stuff that I don't need. Now, that's not all that I was paying, because they would do SSL certificate renewals, things of this nature that would normally, let's assume I could get away with maybe $12 a month. By the time they threw all these things in, it's almost a joke how much they put on there. It would be like $100 or $200 or $300 a year. And it was ridiculous. But what I wanted to say is I finally got away from GoDaddy, because they would send me an email that would be like a warning email, like your site's going to do this or your site's going to do that, when they were just sending the email for you to buy more stuff. So finally, I got rid of everything in September. October 16th is when it started again. It says SSL certificate renewal. And it says, we are contacting to let you know that you have a certificate renewal underway. Like, look at the language. Underway as part of your certificate subscription with us. You can monitor your progress here. I didn't have at the time, there was no SSL certificate. So now they're saying they're doing this stuff and they shouldn't be. So I got worried. So I went back in the account to look, and sure enough, I haven't done anything. Also, this thing wouldn't have even been due until December. And so then they do October 16th, I get another email. It says, action required, verify that you own this website. And it says, prove that you own this domain before we can issue your SSL. Well, I don't want you to issue the SSL. So stop. So then the 17th, I get the same email. Okay. And then I get another email on the 21st. Your hosting account and sites will soon be suspended. It's like, I'm not even over there. Stop. And then I get on the 22nd, verify that you own this website. We need to make sure you own this before. This is all stuff that I have not even purchased. They're just saying that I'm going to lose this stuff when I don't even, I've already unsubscribed. The 23rd, the next day, renew your expired products before you lose them. I don't want to have anything to do with that. And then, as of today, I got another email, verify you on this website, and we need to make sure you're on the domain before it. It's all marketing. They're literally just doing that to get into my wallet. And that's what they've been doing for like 3 years. I went to A2 hosting. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the hosting shuffle. It's a real dicey industry from what I understand. It's kind of like it was the wild, wild west a long time ago. And now it's, you just need to find somebody that works. I had tried a different hosting provider in the interim, and they were slower than dirt. So for the new site the new hosting I'm at, I get charged a certain amount every month. They send me an invoice when they charge me, and they leave me alone the rest of the time. And they're fast, and I like them. But it leads me to just go over the way different industries work, but how you can always draw those from those industries in your own business. And so, what are the things that I like about GoDaddy? Well, I like that they are able to market very well. You see their ads on television. You don't see A2's ads. I've never seen one on television. So you would think, hey, that's a good thing. That's a healthy thing. But what I don't like about GoDaddy is all these ridiculous emails and upcharges once you are a part of their service. And how does that work in real estate? Well, let's just say you want to go find an agent. And so you go to Zillow and you pick the first agent on Zillow. If they even have that anymore, I don't even know. They might just be selling their own leads. I don't know. I don't spend time on Zillow. But anyway, so that person has spent money to be on Zillow, and now you found them. Probably part of a team. I'd say 80% of people are on a team on Zillow. And so you're going to get some buyer's agent. Depending on the price, it's going to determine the experience of the agent. Will they try to upsell you during the process? Well, here's what you would look for instead of upselling on a buyer's agent. So one of the things you would look for is if the buyer's agent charged more. You can sign a commission agreement with a buyer's agent, but if they charge an extra fee for some service, maybe $400 that you pay at closing, that would be an upcharge that's probably not necessary in your market, depending on who you go with. You would have like, hey, you should use this title company, and hey, you should use this so-and-so, and hey, we'll transfer these services here. There would be upcharges. So that'd be the GoDaddy approach to real estate. Heating, HVAC companies, there's a difference in those industry. There's a difference in that industry between like, hey, my furnace is broken, fix it, and calling one guy that comes out to actually fix it. And then there's another one where a guy's like, I'm going to do 14 tests to see what's wrong with it. I'm just going to charge you for all that. And then we're going to tell you at the end that you need to buy a new unit. And by the way, I'm not the one to sell you the new unit. I'm just the tech. And so I'm going to pass your name off to somebody else in the office, and then they're going to sell you a new unit. Isn't that great? So it matters. It matters who you're working with. I was looking through some stuff. I had a video today about, what you should try to avoid in a real estate agent, some 15 traits. And I wonder sometimes if people are aware of it and just don't care, or they just don't get what they were looking for. So anyway, wanted to talk about, we're done with that topic. I don't like GoDaddy. We'll never go back. That's my review. I wanted to tell you guys what happened to me. I got a community warning on YouTube, and I'm just going to go over it the best I can. So one of my friends sent me a link to an article in the New York Post, and I think that does play a role, about an agent in Los Angeles who had posed, they say posed nude in the listing photos, but he had it was all blurred out. But it was a fellow, and I think that matters to the situation. And so I did a video about, should was he doing the right thing? Was he attracting attention to the listing to get it sold? Was he working as, on behalf of the sellers? And I'm not big on any sort of, I'd like the house to speak for itself. Okay. I don't want to generate press for a house that's not genuinely for the house. But he made his choice, and I was totally fine with that. And so I linked to the New York Post article. Well, when you go to the New York Post article, the fellow is blurred out. It was in a newspaper to me. And I always thought, if it's printed in a newspaper, then it should be okay on YouTube. But nonetheless, as soon as I posted it, I got a warning that said, you violated our services. This is just a warning. And I really didn't understand it. So they said my video that showed the article wasn't a violation, but the link that I posted that was to the source article was a violation. And I don't like to get in trouble. I don't like to be a rabble rouser. So when I got that warning, I got really upset because after your first warning on YouTube, you can be suspended. You can be suspended at any time, but you could be suspended in 1 week's time. But to me, this was educational in the sense that I was talking about how one would list a property for sale. And, and just kind of talking about it, it wasn't like, oh, look at this dude who's naked, because he wasn't naked in any way. So then when I read through the community guidelines, I didn't feel like I had violated any of the things. There were like 20 categories, and there were some pretty graphic things in there. I thought those were offensive, but I really didn't think that this article was. And I put it up for, I did appeal. And then I'm waiting. So I appealed on the 21st. Haven't heard anything back. But the consequences, no one knows the YouTube algorithm or anything like that. But since that warning, I've had like 5 shorts that I've put out I used to get maybe 900 to 1,000 views, and now I've got like less than 10 on the last ones that I've put out since the warning. My videos normally get about 10 to 15 views, and they're down to about 5 or 6. And when I look at how many of my videos are shown, normally it's nothing's being shown now when it used to be. So I don't know if I'm being punished for my misdeed that I don't think is a misdeed. But I did want to tell you because, I do put effort into this, and it's a shame when, they can just take it all away from you, in a minute, kind of subjectively. I'm not a big enough channel to where I can say, stick my Twitter followers on YouTube community guidelines and get this taken care of. So, the scary part for me is I don't know, if I'm in violation of something. There's certain words you can't say on YouTube right now. There's certain, if it's a curse word, that's fine. There's certain topics you can't discuss. I'm sure I know 2 of them, but then there's got to be other ones. And I'm a real estate broker, and I talk about real estate related things for the most part to try and show some sort of personality. Somebody, wants to know what a real estate agent thinks. Now you've got one. He's right here. But when you put these guidelines that are, they're a little bit hazy and they're quite absolute, it makes it difficult to know what content's going to, I know it got caught. It got flagged automatically from AI. It wasn't a human that saw my video because it got taken down within, 5 seconds of when I posted it. But on the review, I don't even know if on the YouTube review, if I'm going to get my if I'm successful, if I'm going to get my warning taken away. Because I would prefer that if I ever did down the road make an error and post something that was inappropriate, then I would hope that my warning would come back and I would not go straight to a strike. If you get a strike, you can't post anything for 7 days. It doesn't hurt me because there's not that many people that watch, but someday I hope to grow the channel. And if you're throttling me from getting my videos out to the people on search, then I'm toast. So I did just want to mention that I did get stuck on a community warning. I got a strike. Now, the other thing that happened that I wanted to go over is, as of Sunday night at 9 o'clock, I had 50 subscribers. And I'll tell you, that was a milestone for me because it's hard to pick up subscribers. You wouldn't think it's that, when you watch a video on YouTube, you don't know, like at least myself, I don't know how many subscribers a channel has. I typically don't subscribe to many channels. So it was nice to get to 50, but now I'm down to 47. And I literally posted maybe two videos, and they weren't, I don't know if I've offended somebody. I don't know if they were bots that were part of my channel in the first place that they kicked out. But it's hard to grow when you get to a certain point. Last week, it was the same thing. I had 49 subscribers, and it went down to 47. Always on the weekends. I don't know if it's related. I don't want to criticize YouTube if I have no evidence. But what evidence do you have about YouTube throttling videos? I suspect not much. You don't get any of the coding. You don't have any of the stuff that you would need. So I just wanted to let you know that I'm in a spot here. And then I did want to go to. I'm going to go to that article, but I want you to know that based on Inman, which is a kind of an industry insider, this agent here, full fronter agent, stripped of job after bearing all on his listing photos. So he was let go from Compass. Those were the pictures. You see, they're all. I don't want to get in trouble. I'm probably going to get in trouble for that, but he was disassociated from the company he was with due to a violation of the company's social media policy. It prohibits the use of obscene or offensive images. In this day and age, I really thought that would be okay. I didn't approve of they were on the MLS. I didn't approve that. That was wrong, but as an agent, you didn't see any of that. So I'm not going to show it to you because that way I won't get in trouble. How about that? Is that fair? I was reading the article, but I'm not going to post it because I don't want to get in trouble. So let me go change that out of there so I don't get in trouble. That actually worked out good. So anyway, what do you think? Is it fair that this guy gets fired? Is he going to get hired again? I know he was working in the best interest of his clients. I know he was also working in his own best interest because he wanted to get publicity, and he got plenty of publicity. But it's just, to me, it seems, and again, in this day and age, that seems like it was a bit tame compared to some of the other, I hate to say it, but I just think that when I posted the newspaper article, the link, I had no idea that would be offensive. Based on the things I see and I'm inundated with on social media, that was quite tame. And anyway, so update to the story: guy got fired from his brokerage. So here we go. I got this story on Yahoo, and this is kind of interesting. It says White House to meet housing industry officials to discuss supply shortage. It says the White House will meet with representatives from the housing industry on Friday. They didn't call me. I did not get the call. to discuss a supply shortage that has led to a sharp increase in home prices, according to the White House official. So the narrative is that there's a supply shortage that has led to a sharp increase in home prices. Could you say it's inflation? Are you allowed to say that? Are you allowed to say that no low interest rates have led to a sharp increase in home prices? Well, you can say it's a supply shortage. It certainly is, but the meeting will include builders, real estate firms, lumber companies, labor unions, and loggers. Sales of new U.S. single-family homes fell to a one-year low in May as the median price of newly built houses soared amid expensive raw materials, including framing lumber. And all these people are going to be at the meeting. But, you know, this is a bizarre way to frame a bad situation. The supply, they're going to supply a supply shortage, because I want you to see the real reason why there's a supply shortage in the United States of housing. This article here is from the Idaho Press. Development is inappropriate. Northwest Neighborhood Association argues against prominent subdivision in court. Okay. A 2018 rendering of the proposed prominent subdivision in Northwest Boise. That says Boise's Northwest neighborhood isn't done fighting the prominent subdivision on Hill Road Parkway. On Wednesday morning, neighborhood association lawyers squared off with attorneys from the city of Boise and the developer in court, arguing that the city council illegally approved the 226 home neighborhood in October of 2019. The Northwest Neighborhood Association has been fighting this project in lengthy hearings since late 2017. The city ended up including approving of a scaled down project. It says a reduction of units. Oh, look at that. Reduction of units. And we're having a housing shortage, but they went from 307 down to 226. And it's 2021, and we still haven't gotten any housing built. And that's where your housing shortages are. Show me a place in America where a developer can build a house, get a project approved for more than 100 houses in less than a year. Show me a place in California that you can do it less than 5 years. Single family homes. And then when you can, show me those houses that can be affordably built. And let's not sugarcoat this. I mean, if a developer is going to spend 5 years to develop a single family home site, okay, is he not allowed to be compensated for the 5 years and legal wrangling that it takes to get the development done, even though this looks like this development in Idaho isn't going to get done? Or is he just supposed to do that for free? And is he just supposed to build the houses for free? I mean, what is going on? We've gotten to the point where you can't develop anything. In St. Louis, I've got a housing subdivision going in like 700 units. They've been at it for like 2 years. Okay. That's relatively tame. There was a development scheduled with another builder next door to that one that the city, or the county, the citizens revolted, as I think they should have on that one. It was a bad development. But what in the world would this administration or any other administration do to solve the housing shortage when things are tied up for 5 years just to develop something? I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And you can say, well, there's environmental factors and there's safety factors and there's all these factors. Well, that all adds to the cost of a home. Okay. Say, well, lumber is expensive. Yes. Why is lumber expensive? On the internet, they said there's not enough sawmills in the United States. Okay. Whatever. I can just say this. Is the housing shortage also being driven by multi-billion-dollar corporations that are buying homes to purchase them and fix them up and sell them? creating mass amounts of tied up inventory? Also, are these billion-dollar corporations buying houses to rent them exclusively? Is that causing a housing shortage? There's many, many factors that are causing the housing shortage. And for these people to sit in the room and talk about them isn't going to solve the problem. There needs to be some sort of action taken. And that's the problem I have with much of the political landscape. People like to talk. So if you have, say there's been, say you're mad at Facebook, well, you go ahead and call them in for a hearing and talk about it. And you, in front of the public, you say mean things to the people at Facebook. But that's just talking. That doesn't get anything done. And we've had for far too long, politicians are allowed to cover their behinds because they called a hearing and they said some mean things to somebody, and then that was it. When was the last person that got that was charged for lying to Congress? I know who it was. Okay. So, enough with the talk on all this stuff. Start doing. Ceremonial talks from both sides of the aisle doesn't get anything done. And so, you want to know why there's a housing shortage? There's a housing shortage because billionaire corporations are inventorying much of the housing. And then you have all kinds of other factors, low interest rates, generational moves. It's bad. So, I don't know. That did irritate me. Does it make me a bad person? I don't know. But it just irritates me when, why is there a housing shortage? Well, it takes 5 years to do development in Boise. That's the reason. That's the reason. So, do I have anything else? Oh, I'm trying to do some things. So one, it's Monday and we're getting towards the end, but you might watch this again on a recording or something like that. Agents, tell me about your day. Tell me about your week. Tell me about what you're seeing wherever you are in the country. I am not your competition. Even in St. Louis, my brokerage is not a competitor of yours. Okay. I mean, my goal is to maybe sell, 4 houses a month. That's it. I'm good with that. So I'm not going to steal your people. I'm not going to steal anything. I just want to know what you guys are thinking and what you're seeing in the marketplace. I know you all have stories. I know you know how crazy it is out there. Tell me about it. Tell me what's going on in the market where you are. Tell me the hoops you have to jump through to get a deal done. Tell me how lending is. Is it tightening up? Tell me about the appraisals. These are things I'd like to hear. These are things I'd like to know. And I think everybody else would like to hear it too. So that's one thing. And then finally, I'm going to leave this last thing here because I saw it yesterday and I'm confused by it. I'm sure you've heard by now that Alec Baldwin has allegedly shot and killed a cinematographer and a director on the set of some movie, or I don't know if it was a show or something. But anyway, I have been blown away by the coverage on the internet, on traditional news. And the moment that it got out of hand is when the news had John Schneider on talking about the tragedy on this movie set or this television set. John Schneider was in the Dukes of Hazzard when I was a kid. Nothing against John Schneider, but my God, if you are 25 years old and younger, you have no idea who John Schneider is. None. And why would you? I mean, he was in the Dukes of Hazzard. That's literally the last time and then where I'm at is if we're going to do John Schneider, if we're going to have him be the one to respond to the shooting, terrible, by the way. Loss of life is terrible. Why not me? Why not interview a real estate broker in St. Louis, Missouri about the tragedy that was this prop gun shooting this poor woman? I mean, that's be about as relevant as what's he going to say? First of all, what are the questions going to be? So here's one. So you're an actor. Tell us what you know about this situation. And he's going to say, well, I once handled a gun on the set. Okay. And the woman shouldn't have been killed. It's a tragedy. Yes. But anybody could say that. I mean, I have not held a gun on a movie set, and I could tell you that it's not a good thing that the poor woman got shot. It's just like, come on. It's just so out there. Why would you go get an actor that hasn't, as far as I know, hasn't done anything in a number of years, or maybe he's done a lot of things. I don't know. I'm kind of out of that culture, but do you really need an actor to come on and say, well, that shouldn't have happened? Like, does that add more weight to your argument that no one's arguing? Who's arguing that this was okay, that this woman got shot? You know, it's like, well, you know, accidents happen, and yeah. But anyway, I just wanted to ask the internet if you, who's the craziest person you've seen them interview related to this poor fellow or poor woman getting shot on the set? Do I win with John Schneider? I don't know. All right. You know, I didn't get to half the stuff I wanted to get to tonight. I don't know what happened. It takes me 10, 15 minutes to get into a stream. I'm hoping to get better at it, but that's all I have for tonight. Hope you all have a good evening. You're watching it tomorrow. Hope it'll be fun. I'm going to cut the sections down, put some of the highlights on the internet as, you know, little shorter sections, but thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting Deerwood Realty and the brokerage as we've gone on, and I will catch you next week, same time, 6 to 8 Central Time.